Can I be a little bit optimistic though? Because we
Sure.
we do get a bit doom and gloom. A little bit optimism. We're gonna have a good laugh, everybody. And you may think you're up against this gigantic machine. Maybe it's like Mecha Godzilla. Do you guys see the new Kong versus Godzilla, or whatever?
No.
Mecha Godzilla. And then you realize, back to Michael Mouse's point about these people are really dumb. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a couple of gaffes. We're gonna start with one you may have already heard from Fox Business. Biden says Americans earning less than $400,000 will not pay a single penny in taxes.
I'm good.
All right. When this guy is the president and the leader of the Democratic Party, I'm kind of like, okay, the machine is like, it's like,
Rusty?
yeah, there's a bunch of bent spokes and like steam's coming out one side, and you're like, it's a big machine, but I think it's about to fall apart. So did you see this thing from Biden?
Did.
The forehead?
I did.
Okay. My favorite thing about this is how the media goes, he didn't really mean it. It was an accident.
Yes.
Whoa.
Misspoke.
How do you know he misspoke? How do you know it was an accident?
Maybe he's trolling.
How messed up is it that all journalists immediately, and most people just assume that Joe Biden is struggling to speak clearly?
I have not heard the word misspoke so many times as I have in the last 2 years. The
Okay.
word is so overused right now.
You ready for the next one?
Oh, boy.
Biden repeatedly says vaccine.gum instead of vaccine.gov and CCD instead of CDC when reading out new COVID website.
Oh.
Is it possible that, so for one, I think a lot of people would say that Biden is just, he's getting on in years and he can't speak properly and he's not all there. Or is it possible that, you remember in the debate when he told people to like turn on the record player or whatever? For like their kids.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe he just genuinely doesn't know what .gov is. And so he's saying .gum because he heard someone say it's .gov. And he goes, oh, yeah, .gum. I got it. He doesn't know what whatever is.
Well, do you remember when he was supposed to give the number that you were supposed to text?
Oh,
It's
gosh,
like
yes.
330-330-33.
330. The dude ain't there anymore.
Get it, yeah.
I do
No.
kind of feel bad, but then I remember that he's a crooked,
he sucks.
corrupt politician. So I'm kind of like, it balances itself out, I guess.
I feel
Yeah.
bad because I can't stand it, but then I feel worse because he's the American president.
Yes.
Like, what?
Yeah.
There's actual trouble on the globe.
I would say, what are the other foreign countries? What are they thinking right now?
Right.
What are they thinking? This guy is out of control. But you know what? I put it out after I saw that video about the 400,000. People not having to pay taxes. When he announced that he was going to run, he said he went to President Obama and told him about it. And President Obama's response was, Joe, you don't have to do this.
You don't have to do
And I
this.
thought that right there was the red flag that I needed. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I think he was trying to tell him, look, you can't do this. But the DNC, I don't think they really had anyone else to run because after the first debate, Kamala did okay. And then she was hitting that 1% after Tulsi Gabbard murdered her, basically.
Here's
Yeah.
what I love is that the DNC is sitting around and they're probably like talking like, what do we do to beat Trump? And the one consultant goes, listen, we got a lot of people who hate Trump. CNN runs negative press all the time. We can put anybody on this ticket and they're going to win. And then someone goes, what about Kamala? Nope, that's not her. How about Joe Biden? We'll do Kamala on the ticket with him, but she can't lead the ticket. She would actually lose. Out of all of the, think about this. Kamala Harris doesn't win a single delegate, and the DNC thinks, they have all of the moderate Democrats, Buttigieg and, whatever, drop out and endorse Biden. Biden was the, milquetoast guy that they needed. And the Atlantic wrote that article. They said, stay alive, Joe Biden. You remember this?
Yeah.
All we need is your corporeal form.
Yeah, wow.
And I'm like, jeez.
Inspiring.
Yeah.
Now you got a guy who he, like the other day, he was like, I'm going to answer questions. I'm going to get in trouble if I stay any longer.
Yeah.
Get in trouble.
With who?
Yeah, what are you talking about? You're the president. Man, that's so creepy.
Yeah. I thought, honestly, that Senator Elizabeth Warren was going to try to put up somewhat of a fight.
I did too.
And then she just folded like everybody else.
I'm so excited for the day when a president will do the thing, give the address, and then go home and then live stream dinner with his friends or her friends. I don't care.
Yeah.
And so it's just dude,
Well,
And that's when I said, I'll uphold the Constitution. High five.
He has friends.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I love humans.
There's gonna be
That's-
like-
it needs to be like a moral backbone.
You see him go to his buddy's garage to play poker, and there's like a guy in a pink polo and khakis with his shirt tucked in, smoking a cigar, and he goes, "I love that part where you said you'd uphold the Constitution. Brilliant!" And they all laugh, and then just like crack open, some champagne.
Yeah, something
Yeah.
fancy.
Yeah.
But I mean, the one thing I'm excited for, and I'm wondering if you guys, when do you think it'll come about? True and not a Shabbat pressure.
Oh yeah.
When can we get that true and not a Shabbat pressure and some Batakath care?
We're in the midst of it
So-
now,
I
right?
think so too.
Yeah.
I'm afraid.
He's
Yeah.
enacting his plan for true and
But-
Shabbat of pressure.
There you
Can
go.
we,
you
can
got
we
it.
just no, but for real quick, I mean, I know that was funny and everyone laughed, but think about the serious nature of the president of the United States literally said Truin and Nana Shabbat pressure on TV. I listened to that over and over again to figure out what he was saying. I have no idea. None.
Still don't know.
True international
Cooperation under pressure.
Yeah.
But how
Oh,
did-
okay.
But that's like,
Is that
come
what
on,
you got?
like, we're trying to read his mind on this
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
What is an American? This is what freaks me out about people who voted for the guy and now don't pay attention to politics. This is why Starship Troopers starts to like sound better and better. Are you familiar with like Starship Troopers?
I kind of know, yes.
Service guarantees citizenship. You've got to serve for 2 years in some capacity in order to be able to vote. And I've never actually outright said like that's the way, like a lot of people have. But man, when you see people at a Biden rally and Biden goes, "Shoot it on a Shabbat of pressure," and they go, "Wah!" and cheer for it, I'm like, man, like who thinks it's good that those people are going to vote?
Well, they got the same thing, I think. Remember when Dr. Jill Biden was at an event? She tried to speak Spanish.
Yes.
And everyone was like, that makes no sense. But they still applauded her.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah.
What did she say?
I don't know what
Quadway?
she was trying to
Quadway,
say, but
yeah.
it was like,
Quadway?
Yes, we can, or something.
yeah, it was
Yeah.
terrible.
Came out
What
so
way?
bad.
Wow. People cheer for it.
Yeah.
That's why we have one of these pictures. I
It's
think it's
behind Ian,
right
yeah.
behind Ian, actually. Is one of my to the left.
Yeah, the other
One of my favorite pieces of artwork from George Alexopoulos. It's you can see it just to the left of Ian right there. It's Joe Biden, and a woman hands a little girl to Biden, and the little girl is scared and terrified. But everyone around, they're all cheering. Biden then opens his gigantic monster mouth,
Kinda see
180
it there,
degrees,
yeah.
and holds the little girl over his mouth, and everyone's giving thumbs up. Then he consumes the little girl and then gives a thumbs up. What I love about it is how everyone is celebrating behind him.
Yes.
It's ridiculous, silly, Junji Ito, is that his name? Like
Yeah.
horror-esque nonsense. But what I think is really captured here is how Biden could literally be saying gibberish and drooling on his mouth, and people are cheering for it. He said he was going to get us Batakath care, and people started going, yay! Like,
Yeah.
I mean, sure, at least Trump, when he said build the wall, you understand what build the wall meant. It's like, okay, we're not going to get a big, beautiful wall from sea to shining sea, but at least that's there's
It's a thought.
it's a thought. You can
It's a
define
whole
words.
thought, yeah.
It used to be such a threat. There was such a threat in the world, and we created this country to kind of, solve that. At least you saw World War II when Hitler started invading Poland and things, when people were terrified that the Nazi Germany was going to conquer the world. It was like we had to rally, and now we've got this crap, and it's. I don't want a threat.
Imagine the left says climate change. There was a really funny post. I can't remember who said it, but they were like, Kamala Harris is going to address the border crisis, and they were like, it's going to be climate change no matter what. And then Kamala Harris comes out and says, climate change is causing people to move.
Yeah.
It's like, okay. Like, I think we had a really smart fella on. It was one of a friend of Luke's. He was a PhD pathologist, and he said that there's insect species collapse. There's a very serious problems. We're worried about it, and I'm like, I think we got to be careful and protect the environment and do all these things. Now imagine these people are coming out and telling us there's this very serious crisis. We have 9 years left, and they elect him. I'm like, I'm sorry. It's very difficult to take you seriously when you say we have 9 years left until there's irreparable damage that will cause, bring about the end of days or just, kill millions or whatever, or billions. And then this is your guy? Like the guy, Batakath care has nothing to do with climate change. What is he even talking about? And then to make it worse, you get like Obama buying beachfront property. So I'm like, y'all are making it really hard for me to advocate for this stuff. To like talk about why we should, focus on green energy or nuclear or whatever. when they fly in private jets with massive mansions, and then they're like, the world's gonna end. You know, Greta Thunberg being like, how dare you? And AOC being like, you know, we only have 12 years. Here you go, everybody. Joe Biden, he's the hero who's gonna save you from this global catastrophe. Okay, now hold on. Now I kind of feel like they're laughing at us behind our backs. They're like, and then I told them we had 9 years left, so we put Biden in and they voted for the guy. And then everyone laughs and they're all like cracking champagne. And then we're sitting there in our living rooms like, so is this it? What do we do?
Yeah. Well, it's a tough show, but you know what's so funny? The president of Honduras, well, it's not that funny. He actually came out and said back in 2018 or 19 that to stop so many people from fleeing, you know, South America, if the United States would just do trade with us, we could create so much more job opportunity and people wouldn't be leaving in droves as they are. And then he said, if America just did 1% of their coffee with us, we would retain everyone. That's how much we could do. And so he says this at a conference and it's on video. People, I've shared it and they still are just like, climate change. Oh my gosh, open the border.
Political power. Political power. They want political power. I think there's a lot of conservatives who get it wrong. I think Tucker Carlson did a segment where he said that, you know, the Democrats want the illegal immigrants to come in because they'll give them citizenship and then they vote for Democrats. I think it's a bit circuitous. It's probably, you know, true in some respect, but it's totally irrelevant. And California lets in illegal immigrants. These people appear on the census and they get more electoral votes for the presidency.
Yeah.
They get more congressional district seats. So the more, it doesn't matter if these people vote. It just means they're going to get more seats in the federal government. And then the Democrats are going to have more votes to affect the entire country. So we got a problem. And I think we're getting really close to decoupling. I don't want to say peaceful divorce, as some have called it, but decoupling, right? We see now that there's many different states declaring a Second Amendment sanctuary or pro-life sanctuaries. California saying they're a sanctuary state. Everybody's just basically giving the middle finger to the federal government. If that keeps happening, then eventually there's no federal government. How long until, I don't know, Texas puts up borders, you know, between it and, you know, Oklahoma or whatever. And they're like, we're a sovereign state and we need borders now. I mean, we did see checkpoints from COVID already. So we're getting close, huh?
So am I crazy for thinking that these states and these cities making their own kind of rules and saying, for example, we're not going to enforce these gun control laws? Am I crazy for thinking that that's a positive development? Because somebody pointed out to me that that's kind of what happened right before the Civil War, which I was like, I need to learn more about that. But as far as I can tell, cities and states doing their own thing seems like a positive change, right? Am I crazy, Kim? What do you think?
No, yeah, but you know, but at the same time, they're requesting so much federal funding, you know, and it's like, and when we were talking about maybe 2 years ago, Trump was saying cutting off federal funding to California because they want to be sanctuary. I was in my mind, I was kind of like, maybe that's the way to go. You know what I mean? Like if they really want to be sanctuary in just their own little state and their own little country, basically, then just, you can't get federal funding.
I like the idea of kind of cutting the federal funding, even from maybe even cities like Portland. Like I think Trump was threatening to do that as well back in 2020. But I think that's a good idea. Just kind of separate it out a little bit.
Thanks for checking out this clip from the Timcast IRL podcast. If you want to see the full show, come back to this channel, youtube.com/TimcastIRL, Monday through Friday at 8 p.m., where you can leave comments and super chat, and we actually will read your comments on the show. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and if you want exclusive members-only content, segments you can't get anywhere else, go to timcast.com, become a member, and we even have full bonus episodes. Thanks for hanging out, and we'll see you all next time.